Yeah, what's going on, everybody? What's up? Action J Jackson. Ndewo. To my homies here, it's good to be here. I'm going to be sharing with you three very important things today. We're going to be talking about chops, we're going to be talking about groove, and we're going to talk about sound. First, I want to start off with a performance. So if you're not familiar with how I play, here's a good example of the way that I play. And so happy to be here and so happy to share with y'all. I hope you guys get a chance to read through. This is what we're learning. Excuse me, it's hot in here today. And just read through this. So we're going to start off with the chops. I got three real dope chops for you here. These you can use in your shows. They're chops that can be used. A lot of times we sit down, we learn a bunch of stuff that we really won't ever be able to use on the stage. and chances are, if you're doing more chops than groove, then chances are you won't be on many stages. But these three chops I found, I use them very often. Pretty much every gig, almost every song, I'm throwing one of these in there. And they're very solid, and they keep the band tight. And it's not just crazy, you know, but you can flip them if you need to make them super crazy. So check these three chops out. Y'all got any questions, shoot them in. I'll stop at any point and help y'all out. Talk about groove. Groove is the middle part of this triangle, right? Okay, so we started at the top with chops. We're in the big middle section right now, where we're talking about groove. Some of my favorite groovers, or some of the people that influenced my groove sound, are guys like Benny Greb, who's a white dude from Germany. Benny Greb, look him up. He's an amazing, he got crazy groove and great sound. We'll talk about him again in the sound section. Another one of my all-time favorites is Brian Fraser Moore. He's a great guy too, and he's influenced the way I treat my business as well as the way I treat my groove, very importantly. Another guy would be John Blackwell Jr. He was one of my favorite drummers growing up, and probably one of the guys that really got me wanting to play drums when I first started. Another great groover is Steve Jordan. These are just some of my influences. So what I did was take pieces and parts of what they did and try to put it in my own thing. So the last little bit about groove, and I'll just keep going on what I was just talking about in the last video. Small inflections. Inflections meaning I'm playing anything that is not that groove. The groove that I'm supposed to be playing on the chorus, on the bridge, on the post section, on the B section, on the pre-chorus, whatever groove that is, I'm making sure I'm playing that exactly. And then whatever I add to it, I ask myself why. Okay, so I put the hi-hat work in. I do that in between the spaces of the vocal. Why? To help keep the moving the vocal, right? I make sure that I'm not playing on top of anything that's important. Okay, I'm listening, using my ears, listening to what everybody is playing, knowing what everybody is playing. That's the first thing. The drummer has to know everybody's part, no matter what. The vocalist, learn the lyrics, learn the guitar part, learn them all. Okay, the only thing that'll make you sound tighter and the band sound tighter is if you know every part of the music. So I kind of prefer to talk like this. So these three chops, let's talk about these real quick. Okay. The first one, it's a classic gospel chop. Classic. You go to any church in the world, you're gonna hear this chop. I'm very sure y'all know how to use this and have heard it before. One thing to remember is that there's no 10 ways to do a chop. There's no one way to do a chop. There's a million ways to put it. There's a million ways to place it. There's a million ways to try it. One thing to do is to spend hours, a week, 30 minutes every day for a week, working on taking that same sticking, so the sticking that you see here, and placing it in different places. Take the exact same sticking and just move one limb. Move your left hand to the hi-hat, move your right hand to the floor tom, put your hand on the ride, you can move it anywhere. There's endless possibilities for one chop, okay? You can imagine how far it can go with three and how far it can go from there. So explore. When you're sitting down to learn these chops, stop. Stay there and explore. Take that same sticking, take a left hand. I'm gonna try it this time. I'm gonna move it to the hi-hat. This time I'm gonna go off of the tom, the floor tom. This time I'm gonna do everything on the snare. This time I'm gonna do that. Just go through it, find the sounds that you like the most for yourself, and then you just repeat that. Just rinse and repeat over and over. We're gonna move on to the next point. Time, feel, and different genres. Every genre has a different feel of the time, okay? If the quarter note is here in the middle, okay, jazz, if this is the front and this is the back, quarter note's here in the middle, jazz might be about right here, okay? Again, if the quarter note's right here in the middle, rock and roll might be a little bit up here. Not even might be, rock and roll is a little bit up here, jazz is a little bit back here. Now we got some hip hop that tends to be right here, or we have combinations where you can do maybe the bass drum will be right in the middle and the snare drum will be here, or the bass drum will be right in the middle and the hi-hat could be back here, or the hi-hat could be ahead. These are all very important things to understand, that time is not just this all the time, okay? You can move from here, you can move from there, and it changes the groove extremely. So it's important to be aware of what part of this quarter note you're on, or if you're right in the middle. The next point, playing the correct beat / playing the song correctly. Okay, I see this all the time. Drummers go and learn the song, but they don't learn the song. They just learn how they think they want to play it. It doesn't work this way, guys. You have to learn the beat. It has to be exactly the same, or you're playing the parts that are the most important. Meaning, if I got a beat that goes, okay, is the bass right? Okay, right? That's the hi-hat. I'm making sure that all those parts are right, okay? There's no in between. I'm not just playing whatever I feel like playing, okay? And then I make sure I'm playing that. I'm not playing it too gospel-y. I'm not playing it too not gospel-y. I'm playing just that. Dynamics and precision. We're looking at this chart, right? You know what I'm saying? So with that chart, I write in the dynamics, okay? The precision comes with me writing in the hits, writing in where the bass drum drops out, where the hi-hat drops out. I'm talking about like more pop or like hip hop or R&B type music, right? If it's an open hi-hat, if it's a closed hi-hat, does it use a clap? Does it use a snare drum? Does it use a rim shot? You know what I mean? In these charts, I always put those little details, right? so that I can go back and go through them and have a reminder, because you can't really remember everything. Some guys can, but over time, you know, I just turned 33. You know, that memory start going about then, you know, so I try to rely on the technology a little bit more. So we all got the capabilities. You can write notes on your phone. You can do it. I used to do it only on paper. I just recently started doing it on iPad, but I used to only do it on paper. Do it like that. You just write in the bars, and then underneath you just put little notes. You come up with your own little language. It's got to be shorthand. Now that you can't read a paragraph while you're playing, so it's got to be shorthand. So you know, you just come up with your own language, whatever you need to do to be able to play it. Like you can, like if I never played this song, I could do a chart, listen to it. I listened to songs 3 times. First time listening through, checking it out. Second time is okay, where does the groove change? What are anything that I might need to go back and check? The third time, I just write a chart, then listen through it, read it down, done. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be fast. Time is money. All right, well, let's say we're gonna start from scratch, right? Okay, we got a song called New Song. All right, boom. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen to the beat and figure out what the beat is, and I'll figure out each section. So before I go to do the chart, first thing I'm gonna do is, okay, what's the chorus beat? What's the verse groove? What's the bridge groove? Is there any changes that I need to hear or think about? Okay, so then I start to write it, okay? So let's say the intro is 2 bars, right? I'm gonna go intro. This is my language, okay? So trust me. All right, so maybe I don't play, so I'll put out. This is usually how I do it, okay? So maybe I don't play on the intro. So let's say it starts with the verse and it's 8 bars, okay? Or even better, let's go like this to do a little different. Sometimes it's like this, right? 8 bars, and this just means rest for 4 bars or for 4 beats, okay? So let's say I'm in, but it's like low dynamics, right? So I'm probably just playing just the beat, right? Then we might get to a B section where I might be out, but I think the hi-hat keeps going, right? And maybe that's for 4 bars. And then the clap comes in, you know how it goes, right? For 2. And then maybe I stop, or maybe we stop for 2. So that'd be like that, right? And then the chorus comes back. Okay, so then I put in, and then we back up. So that might be open hi-hat. So I'll put OH for open hi-hat. Okay, and that might be 8 bars. So we're talking about learning songs correctly. I'll show you how I learn my songs, all right? So here was the show that I did yesterday, right? So this is the chart that I write, okay? So I always write it. So there's a 2-bar intro where I'm not playing, and then there's hits where they're like 8 16 notes in a row, and then I stop. Okay, and we're back at the chorus. I do a fill to go back to the verse, and then we go down. So there's the dynamics, right? And this is the stop time. Stop time for me means do, right? And then we got these hits at the end. Da, 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 da. Okay? You don't even need to make it all technical. Write it out. I just go 1, and 2, and, you know, whatever you need to do, right? Okay? Then we down to the chorus, right? Okay, I'm in on the chorus. And then this just means repeat the same thing. Okay? So stop time again, right? Then we got the same hits again, okay? We go here, and that's the chorus. We got some more hits here. All right. Then here, I had to change that because at the last bar, I don't play. So I had to make sure I changed that. All right. We got those hits. See how it works here? You just work it like that, okay? Hand technique. Excuse me. These are shorts. It's 3 o'clock, so y'all got to excuse us. Okay, hand technique. So the goal is is to have as little friction or tension as possible, okay? So all I'm doing is using this as a lever, right? If you understand physics, see, I don't even have to do anything. I can just put my thumb on it and I get bounces out of it, right? Once you find that spot, then literally the technique is just this, is to get used to the feel of that, right? Letting that bounce, right? Because from here, I can do a lot just with that, okay? And that's with no tension in my arms. I got space between my finger here. You know, there's no tension at all, right? Once I add a finger, then I can speed it up. So that's just bouncing the finger like this. It's literally no tension. So I see a lot of guys pulling and grabbing like that. You don't need that much. And to be honest, this gives you a better sound on the drums. Being loose like that,
right? So again, is that you find the fulcrum, and you can find it just like that. Pick the stick you like. I'm using these like little cheap ones from here. Boom, right? See, look, I'm barely touching it, You can like grab it out of my hand, right? And that helps because you could play for a long time too, because you barely holding this shit, you know? So, boom. Okay. All right, so now here are the exercises that I use to get my hand technique like the way I have it, right? Okay, so the first was just getting used to this bounce. So it's one bounce, right? And I just get used to that feeling. Watch my hand. So I just let it go. I want it to be able to bounce back at me like that. See how it's bouncing back? And I'm barely touching it. I'm not even touching it. So that's just one. So I sit by the TV, keep the same tempo, just get used to that bounce. And hearing the stick vibrate, you can hear the difference between this here and this, right? You hear that you gotta hear the stick. It's a part of the instrument, right? Okay, that's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is 2 bounces. So once you bounce it up, you just grab it back down with your fingers, right? It's up, grab it down with your fingers, okay? So 2. This one is a little bit weird at slow tempos, but fast, right? So I'm just going, let go, grab, let go, grab, right? There's no tension at all. I'm just letting go of it and grabbing it back. It's natural. Let go, grab, let go, grab, let go, grab, okay? Now, you do that with both hands. So this is the 2, okay? This is the 1, okay? This is the 2, because you're gonna need both, right? And then the 3 is just the molar. Down, tap, bring up. Down with the let go, see? And you do it slow like this. So, and then, so the 3, right? So it's important for all these that you do them slow. Your body has to understand the mechanics of it. You can't just go, the worst habit you can ever do is go. Drummers do that all the time. You do something slow to go fast. Stay at one tempo. Now it bounces itself. Right? And the 2. And I'm just getting used to that feeling of letting go, just pulling away. Okay, so this is the actual without the stick. So I just drop the water. Drop the water off your hand. Flick the water right off. Flick. Okay, just see to that water there. You're just gonna flick it off your hand. Flick. Okay. Flick. Right. Flick. That's all I'm doing. I'm flicking the water right off. See. Flick the water off. Okay. Boom. And you get control of it. Then the 3, right? Tap up, right? Right? And it's no tension. And you get a nice bounce out of it. You get a nice sound out of your drums, nice and open, right? You hear the stick vibrate. Which will make your drums sound better, which will help with your sound, which will help with your groove, which will make your chops tight. So I'm gonna take a little stop right here. If there's anything that you guys need to ask me, I think there's time at the end to ask questions. So just go ahead and just like keep in your head what you want to ask, and we can answer those. I'll try my best to answer truthfully, honestly, and give you everything that you need to be able to work. That's the first thing. Be able to work, okay? I don't know, the first thing is to be able to make music. The second thing is to be able to work. And then the third thing is to be able to make people smile with your work. Everybody, Drum Gurus, this is awesome. Y'all keep this going. Keep building this group because this is amazing. This is a real community. And next time, don't be so shy because I'm going to be back. I love y'all. Action J Jackson. Get me on Instagram at Action J Jackson. Facebook is Action J Jackson, and YouTube J Jackson. My bad. It's like almost 4 a.m. in Thailand, and I love y'all. Good night. Thank you so much. Drum Gurus, this is awesome. Cheers, y'all. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'll stay up all night to make sure that we spread the word, and especially to Black brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about really spreading love and spreading knowledge throughout the world. This is what it's really about. So I really appreciate Drum Gurus. Y'all are amazing. What y'all doing is super, super dope. I look forward to doing more. So if y'all want to have me back, please let them know, because I want to do more and I want to get more interactive and give y'all more information. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Really, this means so much to me, because I hope that this helps. I hope that this helps. And yeah, ask me anything. Ask me everything. I'm answering anything and everything. So ask me, ask me, ask me. Don't be shy. In the meantime, hit me on Instagram at ActionJJackson, Facebook, ActionJJackson, YouTube, J Jackson. And yeah, I'm here to help. You can ask me questions on IG or Facebook or YouTube, and I'll answer you there. Thank you again, Drum Gurus. We're going to go ahead to the question and answer, and I'm about to answer these questions. Let's get it.